Homeless boy shares his last meal with a stray cat. Then something unexpected happened under the dim glow of the Chicago train station's flickering lights. 17-year-old Liam sat huddled in a corner. His worn jacket did little to shield him from the biting winter wind that whistled through the city. Nights were long and cold, but the station provided some semblance of shelter for weeks. Liam had noticed a scruffy gray and white stray cat lingering near the platform. The cat, thin and weary, avoided people, but often gazed longingly at the few passengers who carried food. Liam had named her Whiskers. In his mind, he didn't know why she lingered near him more than others, but their silent companionship had grown on this particular night. Liam's stomach rumbled as he unwrapped his last meal, a half-eaten sandwich he'd saved from a nearby diner's trash. He noticed Whiskers crouched nearby, her wide green eyes fixed on the sandwich. "You're hungry too, huh?" he muttered. Breaking the sandwich in half, he placed the larger piece on the ground and nudged it toward her. "Here it's not much, but it'll help." Whiskers hesitated for a moment before cautiously stepping forward. She sniffed the sandwich, then devoured it with surprising speed. Liam smiled faintly as he watched her eat. "Guess we're both just trying to survive," he whispered the next morning. Whiskers was still there, curled up beside him. It was the first time Liam had felt warmth that wasn't his own. In months from that day on, the two became inseparable. Wherever Liam went, Whiskers followed. He shared scraps of food with her, even if it meant going hungry. Himself, in return, Whiskers provided comfort and companionship in a world that often felt cold and unkind. Unbeknownst to Liam, Whiskers wasn't just any stray. She belonged to Elena Whitmore, a millionaire CEO of a prominent tech company in Chicago. Elena had been distraught ever since Whiskers went missing. Weeks ago, the cat had slipped out of her penthouse unnoticed one evening, and despite numerous efforts to find her, Whiskers remained elusive. Elena's team had fitted Whiskers with a small tracker collar, but the device's signal had been weak. Finally, after recalibrating the tracker, they pinpointed her location to the train station. Elena immediately dispatched a team to retrieve her beloved pet. Meanwhile, Liam was sitting on a bench with Whiskers perched on his lap. He gently stroked her fur, talking to her about his dreams of a better life. "One day, Whiskers, maybe things will change for us." Maybe his voice trailed off as a group of well-dressed people approached him. "Excuse me," one of them said. "Is that your cat?" Liam's heart sank. He feared they would take Whiskers away. "She's not mine," he admitted reluctantly, "but she's been with me for days. I've been looking after her." The group's leader smiled kindly. "This cat belongs to Elena Whitmore. She's been searching everywhere for her. Could you come with us?" Liam hesitated but nodded reluctantly, picking up Whiskers. "Okay," he said. Softly, he didn't want to let her go, but knew it was the right thing to do, as they walked toward the sleek black car waiting nearby. Liam whispered to Whiskers, "Looks like this is goodbye, girl." The car ride to Elena's mansion was surreal. Liam had never seen such luxury before. The mansion was enormous, with towering gates, perfectly manicured gardens, and marble columns framing the grand entrance. As the car pulled up, Elena herself appeared at the door. Her face lit up with relief and joy when she saw Whiskers in Liam's arms. "Whiskers," Eleanor exclaimed. Rushing forward, she scooped the cat into her arms, her eyes glistening with tears. Whiskers purred and nuzzled her face clearly, happy to be reunited with her owner. Elena turned her attention to Liam, who stood awkwardly by the car. "You took care of her?" she asked, her voice full of gratitude. "Yes. Mom," Liam replied. "I didn't know she had an owner. She looked hungry, so I shared what little I had." Elena's expression softened. "That was incredibly kind of you. Please come inside. You look like you could use a warm meal and some rest." Liam hesitated, but eventually nodded. Inside, the mansion was even more breathtaking. Crystal chandeliers hung from high ceilings, and the floors gleamed with polished wood. Elena led Liam to the dining room, where a feast awaited. For the first time in months, Liam ate until he was full. Afterward, he was shown to a guest room with a comfortable bed, a luxury he hadn't experienced in years over the next few days. Elena took the time to get to know Liam. He shared his story, how he had lost his parents in a car accident, leaving him with no family to turn to. He had been on the streets ever since, struggling to survive. Elena was deeply moved by his resilience and kindness. She decided to do more than just thank him. She bought Liam new clothes, arranged for medical checkups, and even enrolled him in school. "You have so much potential. Liam," she told him, "you deserve a chance to build a better life." Liam couldn't believe his luck. He worked hard in school, determined to make the most of the opportunity Elena had given him. Whiskers, meanwhile, had become a constant presence in his life. The cat would often curl up beside him while he studied, purring contentedly. It was as if Whiskers had chosen him as her second favorite person. After Elena, as months passed, Elena began to see Liam as more than just a boy she had helped. He was kind, intelligent, and determined. Whiskers' bond with him was undeniable, and Elena herself had grown fond of him. One evening, she sat Liam down in the living room. "Liam," she began, "I've been thinking a lot about you. You're not just a guest here, you've become part of this family. Whiskers adores you, and so do I. Would you let me adopt you?" Liam's eyes widened. "Adopt me?" he repeated, his voice trembling. Elena nodded. "Yes, I want to be your legal guardian. You deserve a stable home and loving family. I'd be honored if you'd let me be that for you." Tears filled Liam's eyes. I don't know what to say. Thank you. Thank you so much." Liam's life transformed completely. From sleeping in a cold train station, he now had a loving home, a mother who cared for him, and a future full of possibilities. He excelled in school and eventually began working alongside Elena at her tech company, combining his curiosity and resilience to make a difference. Whiskers, the cat who had brought them together, remained a constant presence in their lives. She was a reminder of the kindness that had sparked their unlikely family. In the end, Liam learned a valuable lesson. No act of kindness is ever wasted. By sharing his last meal with a stray cat, he had unknowingly opened the door to a new life, proving that those who do good will indeed see good in return. Don't forget to like and subscribe.